So Stacey Abrams says there's no such thing as a fetal heartbeat at 6 weeks. That's weird, because I know there's a fetal heartbeat on the 6th week, the 7th week, the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, all the way, still heartbeat. Even now, I still have a heartbeat. It's weird. It's not fetal, but I still have a heartbeat. So no such thing as a fetal heartbeat in 6 weeks. Not true, says she. Now, she says that this is a manufactured sound. If you haven't heard a fetal heartbeat, here's a fetal heartbeat from... Okay, what is that sound? What is that sound? Fetal heartbeat? No. No, that is the sound you hear at a cheap motel. Something's going on in the room up above. Listen to it again. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. That's what it is. That's what it is. And we put them into this magic box, okay? We go and we tape from seedy motels. We tape the goings-on in other rooms. And we put it in this magic box. And then just because we're trying to get rid of the hand sanitizer that New York had, that's all expired now, that they bought with taxpayer money, we take that sanitizer, that's what it is. As you say, it's a gel, but you just wipe that all over a woman's belly. And then you take the magic stick, and on that magic stick, when you position it right, you hit a little switch, and it makes the magic box play what you recorded at the motel.
That's science for you. That's Stacey Abrams branded science.
Really? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's I'm quoting it. Do we have her actually saying this in audio? Here she is.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body away from her.
Wow. I thought it was a big deal that she thought she was the governor, when she wasn't the governor. And then she had this amazing turnaround where she said she never said that. I thought that was kind of amazing. This is for people who follow the science. Now, I don't know if you follow the science, but for people who follow the science, I'm pretty sure that's not a manufactured sound. I'm pretty sure what that is a heartbeat. Now, I'm only saying that because that's what science tells us. And the evil magic box, I don't know if I trust it anymore.
Well, the evil magic box was designed by men. Men
Probably.
Who wanted to take... I mean, what was the quote? That men have it was a sound designed to convince people
that men have the right to take control of a woman's body. Amen.
What a weird... See, what a strange view of the world.
Can I just tell you, as a man, and, let's say a dirtbag man, the worst side of me as a man. If I'm getting women pregnant and I have no desire to settle down, yeah. Can I drive you there? How can I pay for that abortion? Okay, guys would be all in for that. That is much better than having a child with a woman you were just sleeping with and you don't really want to have a relationship. And then that kid comes knocking on your door going, Daddy! Men would rather have you have an abortion. That's what makes sense to me. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, you'd think men, if they designed the machine, would make it sound like nothing because they want to be able to get out of whatever weird night they had last night.
I could be a cancerous growth. I could be a cancerous growth. I may be a tumor. I may be a tumor.
That's what it would say.
This is, of course, why so many on the left oppose the policy of having ultrasounds before the abortions.
Yes.
Because they know they'll hear the heartbeat, they will see If there's the scan to see, they can see the movement, they can see the baby formed. When people are,
and it's 80%. The mother is 80% more likely to have the baby than kill the baby if she hears the heartbeat. They know this. So that's why she's not discrediting men. She's not just saying, she's absolutely wrong about men. We did that so you would have children? Don't think so. So she's wrong about that. But what is she doing? She's discrediting the machine. In such a neophyte way, it's almost like, well, I was at this airport and I just had to tell them, look at how heavy that thing is. That's not going to be able to fly. They're putting you into a hypnosis trance, and they're saying they're flying you someplace. You're not actually going anywhere. They're putting a mind trick in so you think you went to your Cleveland office.
This really is we never went to the moon level conspiracy.
It is.
Right? You can see it on the video. You can see the heart beating. You can hear it. This is what is going on. It's a
manufactured sound.
If you want to defend abortion, go ahead and defend it. Defend what you're actually doing. Stop denying what is reality. That's all you have to do. If this is such a great defensible policy, then just come out and defend it. But they never can. You notice even after the Dobbs thing, they're not talking about abortion. They're talking about, well, what if you have an ectopic pregnancy? What if a woman has a miscarriage? You can't get it removed. Like, first of all, that none of this has anything to do with the laws passed on abortion. But secondarily, you notice how they can't go to the actual thing they say was so important?
I know.
They keep defending these other things that aren't true and are a much totally different process, as we've been talking about. But if they really believed this was so defensible, they might occasionally defend it.
That's why they were successful for a long time, because they said, look, you don't want somebody else making decisions for the woman and for the people involved. Let the doctor and the woman figure this out. And we pray or we hope that it is rare, but it has to be safe and legal. That's how they got you into the boat. Because that's how most people feel. Most people are not for abortion at the very end. They're not. But if most people feel, okay, I don't know exactly when life begins. I think I do, because the egg is alive and the sperm is alive. So it is life when they join. But you can argue about this back and forth. Most people feel like, hey, once it's, kind of identifiably as a baby, then we should kill it. And they would say, I hope that it doesn't happen, but in cases of incest or rape or something like that, then, go ahead. But it should be rare. But it should also be safe and legal. That was winning. Celebrate your abortions. I've had 1,800 abortions, and I loved everyone. I think it was my 300th. That's one I'll always remember that was so great that I celebrated at the time. That's where they lose everybody. And because they've celebrated their abortion and are losing regular people, you can't put that genie back in the bottle. What do they have to do? They now have to take the insane step of discrediting medical machines and technology.
This is after 2 years, by the way, of them claiming the biggest scandal in the world was people saying the voting machines were hacked. After they had previously said that voting machines were hacked in previous elections they lost.
Do a search real quick on Twitter, social media. Is Stacey Abrams, does she have a warning that this is mis or disinformation? Because this is important medical information, right? This is important medical information. She's saying that ultrasounds are not real. That the sound of the baby
true.
is not real.
That's really what she's doing here.
This is what she's saying.
And this is a relatively recent thing from the left where they started calling it a flicker instead of a heartbeat. Remember that whole thing? The New York Times just called it a flicker in a random article. And we're like, wait, what flicker? It's been a heartbeat. We've known it's a heartbeat. It's one of the most amazing moments of early pregnancy, right? You're there. Maybe your spouse is with you. You hear the heartbeat for the first time. It's an overwhelming emotional experience.
It is.
Or it's created by men to control women. Or it's just a mechanical sound of some sort.
Now, this is honestly, gang, think this through, because this is where life gets very scary. This is where you go to authoritarian rule and you can kill millions of people because you're truly now discrediting things that everyone knows is true. Okay? So if you disagree with it, you can say that is an evil magic box that has made up sounds in it to convince people. If they will buy that, you're at the Salem Witch Trials. You're at the Salem Witch Trials. Well, if she doesn't float, she wasn't a witch. That's what you're looking at right now. And what's frightening is she can say this with a straight face and no one discredits her from her own side. No one is saying today, you know, I was for Stacey Abrams and then I heard that and that's just evil magic box stuff. That's witchcraft. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I can't support her. And this is a woman who is delusional and has dangerous thinking. You know, we can't put her into a role of any kind of authority if she thinks this and she really believes this. And if not, she doesn't care about lying. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that on the left. Not a soul. You don't think that they can convince those people that you are a terrorist because of the way you vote? Of course they can. They're so emboldened right now. She thinks she can get away with saying this, and people in the audience don't laugh at her or stand up in that public setting and go, come on.
Everyone on the panel nods in vigorous agreement.
Their heads. You don't think they can convince half the country that you should be eliminated, liquidated, put into a camp, whatever authoritarians love to do? I got a news for you. I'd be saying the same exact thing if people on the right were doing this. We are headed towards dangerous, dangerous times. We better wake up and stand together because this is a frightening, it's hilarious, but because people are taking it seriously, it is a terrifying statement.